I wanted to take a moment and open this episode a little differently, as I got some hard news this morning about a friend's passing. Mental health struggle is a very real and dangerous thing to live with. Many, if not most of us, suffer from depression and anxiety. It's a big reason I started the show, to provide an outlet for my thoughts when they became too heavy. It's something that a lot of us hide and don't really feel like anyone will understand, even if we tell them. I myself tend to crawl into the darkness and embrace it rather than share it and release it. It's a hard balance that many of us cannot find a way to grasp, and few luckily do. Life is tough. It's dark. It's scary. It's unfortunate. But it is also very beautiful. Life is beautiful. And when you find the reasons to hold on to it, you do just that. You hold on. Even when it's too hard and you're on your last finger, you hold on and you reach that other hand out, because I promise you, someone will grab it. If you are ever in need of help, or just a friend to lean on and talk to, I'm here. And there are many other people out there who are as well. I will link in this episode's description to services if anyone needs a helping hand. And I want to say that everyone who listens to this, you are not alone. As I've stated multiple times in episodes before this, and here now, I struggle. And my demons, they put up a hell of a good fight. But I tend to fight back harder. And if you ever need someone to fight alongside you, to listen to you, to simply exist in the same world as you, I'm here for you. Please, check on your friends. Keep yourself safe and healthy. And most of all, continue to love and spread love. It doesn't cost you anything. I love you. You are all loved. Rest in peace, Jeremy. You will be very missed. Hello, my spooky scaries, and welcome back to another bone-chilling episode of The Final Pod. I'm your host, Ezra Rivers, here to keep your night spooky and your chills constant. It's a brand new week. September is finally upon us, and I'm crossing my fingers that the summer heat will finally take a hike. I hope you all had a fantastic Labor Day weekend and that your week is off to a killer start. I'm thrilled you decided to spend some time with little old me today as we dive into a movie that has been haunting my thoughts, and one that everyone seems to hate, but I can't help but love. Yep, we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan's latest mindbender, Trap, featuring none other than our favorite teen heartthrob turned adult psycho, Josh Hartnett. But before we descend into today's dark discussion, let me ask you for a small favor. If you enjoy what you're hearing, give the show some love with a 5-star rating. It really helps me reach more spooky souls out there. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram at The Final Pod, and if you're more of a YouTube scary, or you have a friend who doesn't stream on podcast platforms and you want to share this little experience with them, check out The Final Pod TV on YouTube to catch all the episodes. And, of course, I want to hear what you thought of Trap, so be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments if you've seen it. Now, here's a little something extra to get your blood pumping. I've started streaming horror video games on Twitch. So if you're like me and you love a good scare, come hang out with me at twitch.tv/thefinalgamer. That's GAYMER. I'm pretty much glued to Dead by Daylight right now, but I've just kicked off a full playthrough of Alien Isolation, and let me tell you, it's as terrifying as it sounds. I was screaming like a bitch, streaming that first hour, and yeah, so hit that follow button to get notified whenever I go live. We'll talk about horror, play some video games, and who knows, I might even do a live podcast episode on there one day. All right, let's get into today's episode. Spoiler alert, this episode is going to deep dive into the plot of Trap, so if you haven't seen it yet and want to avoid spoilers, now's your chance to pause, go watch it, and then come back for some fun. So, Trap, starring our beloved Josh Hartnett as a dad with a very dark side, seems on the surface like a simple story of a father trying to take his daughter to her favorite pop star's concert, but as you get deeper into it, you realize this movie is anything but straightforward. It's a roller coaster of suspense, misdirection, and, well, traps. I honestly don't get why so many people disliked it. Was it flawed? Sure. But I mean, come on. Which of his movies aren't? Despite the criticisms, I had an absolute blast with this one. The twist kept me guessing, and layers of deception were very thrilling. The concert being a trap, 100% saw that from the beginning. Called it from like the trailer. I was like, I get it. I see it. Whatever. But the way it played out, you have this like pop star who's kind of like a final girl on the protagonist, and then you have Josh Hartnett who's like evil dad, uh kind of like narrowly escaping again and again every single time. Definitely had me on the edge of my seat. And then you have Hartnett's character who was not going down without a fight. Homeboy was really like, me plus jail equals LOL, not happening, and was definitely determined to never ever get caught, but also felt like he wanted to get caught at some points. Like, it was definitely on the psychological aspect of the horror spectrum. Um, and is it bad to say that I was like kind of rooting for him to get out every time? Like, I think seeing him escape so many times by the end of the movie, you're just kind of like, dude, okay, at this point, just, yeah, I'm rooting for you to get out. Like, I want you to win. Like, please. Um, so the movie starts with Josh Hartnett, our dad, taking his daughter to a pop star's concert. You can already tell that she's like her favorite pop star. She's very much into her. Um, I saw my little fangirl self in her. I get it. Like, she was hype. It very much builds the world of being a fan of any artist in today's day and age. You have the merch stands, you have the other fans who are like low key rude, and then you have the real fangirls who are like screaming and whatever the case may be. Um, so it definitely builds you up if you're a Pop Tart, if you're someone who is into pop culture and very much a quote unquote stan of any artist, if you've been to a concert, if you've been to a fan experience, the movie very much caters to that audience and sets you up to feel like, oh shit, like, yeah, that's exactly how this goes down. I know that. I've done this. I've, gave that person the side eye when they got the size in the last shirt that I wanted, whatever the case may be. And so it very much pulls you into what is going on. The environment, the full setting, the concert is very much part of the movie. Um, I feel like what happened with a lot of people is, one, I think the trailer very much gave away the entire plot. I feel like there are twists and there are some, whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god, didn't see that coming moments for sure. But you generally know what's going to happen and what's going on if you've seen the trailer alone. So I think with that, they kind of messed up. Um, but yeah, so you're pulled into this world. It's very much about this trap, right? So spoiler alert again, the concert is the trap, and Josh Hartnett's character is a serial killer who's been on the loose, and the police got word that he would be at this concert with his daughter. So they set up this trap. If I'm correct, it was like a surprise last minute performance because her other concert nights were sold out. And so they specifically held this concert, sold tickets, sold out the show. Baby girl went on stage, performed everything. Like, they did the show, and it was essentially a trap to keep him there and figure out who he is and then arrest him. He pretty much from jump is like paying attention to everything. And I think where Shyamalan really much toys with our heads a lot and with our fear is, I instantly thought of the horrific, 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 and terrible uh, incident in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. as I was watching this movie. And, I think it definitely plays into the fear that you feel when going to concerts these days ever since that incident, or, you know, the terrible incident at Pulse nightclub, which has, changed the way people go out at night. So I think the movie definitely plays into the fear of all that, because as he's looking around and he's noticing all this enforcement, I instantly am thinking, oh well, yeah, they're playing into today's time, which is like potentially there could be a terrorist attack or something at this show. So it kind of makes you think if like he's just being too paranoid, or if he's really a bad person who's like trying to scope out the area before he, commits a heinous act or whatever the hell is going on. And so, yeah, they get to the concert. He's looking at everything. Your mind's already racing. Like, why is he doing this? Is he doing it because he's scared? Is he doing it because he thinks he's going to get caught? Is he doing it just because he's being cautious because he's with his daughter? Like, what's going on? But you soon realize that no, they're there for him, and he knows it. So he spends a lot of the concert trying to map out an escape. And every attempt that he has is sort of foiled by some way, shape, or form. There's another parent there who his daughter is like not, they were friends and they're not friends anymore. And so that parent is there and she's trying to talk to him and apologize. He's not having it. I truly thought that he was going to try to kill this lady and her daughter. Truthfully, that's what I thought I was getting at. Like, it was a trap for them. At one point, that's where I started thinking of, like, maybe he set this concert up because he knew that his daughter's friends were also fans of this girl and he was going to kill them for bullying his daughter, whatever the case may be. That's not what happens. Don't worry. So, you're getting all these things that these walls that he's running into as he's trying to like make his escape after realizing that something's not right. And also getting noticed from the merch attendant. Yeah. If I'm correct, the merch attendant is the one that tells him like, oh, we've got a code word if the butcher is here, blah, blah, blah. And so he knows, being the butcher, that they're after him. And so he starts to plan his escape. Everything is going bad, as I said, until they get, he runs into the uncle who is played by M. Night Shyamalan, I believe, of the pop star. And if I'm correct, the pop star on stage is his daughter in real life. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter in real life. Any Hoosers. So yeah. He runs into them, and wow, my brain really just went on a fucking tangent. What the fuck just happened? Anyway, so he runs this whole bullshit story about his daughter having cancer and the artist being his daughter's favorite, and him it being like some fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation type shit, to where the uncle, dad, whatever, feels bad and invites them backstage and for her to dance with the girl on stage. Boom. We get all that. And then they get on stage, she does her little spiel, and he's now trying to get out through the back door, but it's already heavily guarded with officers. So he threatens little Miss Pop-Tart to take them out in her car, or he's going to kill some guy that he has in the basement. Okay, now listen to me, right? Just hear me out. Please just hear me out. Isn't there some saying that, like, one life is worth millions or whatever? Like, a sacrifice needs to be made at some point by one person if it benefits the good of the entire world or everyone else. Like, and so there's this moment where he outs himself and he tells her like, I know what's going on, blah 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 blah. And she has this choice. And it's either scream and tell everyone that he's the fucking butcher and maybe save so many people's lives, or take him out, assist him in his escape, and ultimately save this guy, but potentially risk him going off and killing other people because you're not turning him in when you can. There were literally like SWAT team, FBI, cops out the fucking wazoo at this concert. Perfect trap. And she fumbles the bag for a dude she doesn't even know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get it. I get that, like, she was like, oh my god, like this guy, like, I can't be the reason, like, this guy dies. But it's also like, sister, yeah, maybe, but you also will be the reason that a million other people die if this motherfucker never gets caught. Like, hello? Are we not in the same universe or, like, timeline? So that was really confusing because, like I said, it was like one versus as many other people as he was going to kill in the future because he would have gotten away. And ding dong, he gets away at the end of the fucking movie. So thank you, pop star lady girl, for allowing him to do that. Like, so yeah, I mean, we go from that, and then she ends up going to like his house because she tricks him. I truly thought the wife was in on it 100%. I thought his whole family was in on it. I thought we were going to turn around at some point and she was going to be like, ha 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 ha. Joke's on you, sister. We know about it. Get in the basement. You're done. Didn't get that. So that was another twist. I don't know. I think it was such a weird ride that I enjoyed it. I feel like it was a lot of fun, kind of trying to piece it together as of like, he did it, but like why or what else has he done? Is he like the actual butcher, or is this just like his first killer? Are they wrong to begin with? Whatever the case may be, it's really, I enjoy psychological horror. I enjoy horror that kind of can be a little over the top. Like, was the dialogue stupid sometimes? Yeah. Was the acting 1,000%? No. But Josh Hartnett played an amazing psychopath. I think he did a really, really good job with the material he was given. As I said, if you know M. Night Shyamalan, none of his movies are perfect. I don't think I've ever seen or heard anyone say this movie that I saw was flawless and it was done by M. Night Shyamalan. Like, at this point, we need to just set the bar a little lower for him as far as like full pan out, because the movie starts great and then I see where it lost people, but it was still enjoyable. And I think if I would have seen it in the movies, would have had fun with it. Am I happy I saw it at home? For certain aspects, yeah, but like I said, I would have had fun with it if I did spend the money to see it in the theater anyway. So I think y'all are fucking tripping. I think it was fun. It was suspenseful. It had me thinking about a lot of shit. It definitely played into the fears of like even public outings and just being around uh big groups of people and the anxiety within that, as like both a regular concert goer and then even like someone who's going to the concert to be a crazy person. Like, there's still that fear of, you also don't know what can go on at these events even without what's going on in your world, if you know what I'm trying to say. So like, I don't know, it was a mind fuck. It was fun. I had fun with it. I had more fun with it than I had with Maxine, which makes me sad to admit, but whatever. Um, and yeah, I thought it was a good time. I think it's getting a lot of unnecessary hate. I think a lot of people just like to hate on M. Night Shyamalan, and it's kind of whatever for them to criticize all his movies. I get it. Cool beans. Do you want to be like that? Cool. If not, go watch the fucking movie. I think it was fun. It's it definitely keeps you guessing. I mean, if you haven't gotten to this part in the episode, you know the whole movie already. So truly, I should have said that before I even said all this. But yeah, definitely go see it. It was fun. Um, I don't think I really have any more thoughts on that one. Besides, I don't want a part two. I know he gets away at the end. I'm okay with that. Let it be what it is. I don't need a part two with him now being like chased around the world, or them trying to do some Silence of the Lambs type shit. Like, no, I liked it. Leave it alone. Let it be. What else? I think that's really it. I will throw in a little opinion on another movie that I saw that was hated on and a lot of people didn't like. I watched All Fun and Games. I believe that's the name. It stars the girl who plays Nancy in Stranger Things and some other people that I know. I know them from somewhere else, but I don't remember where. So, yeah, I just saw that the other night. That was kind of fun. Again, another movie that a lot of people are hating. And I also need to remove fun from my vocabulary because I've said that to describe everything and it's pissing me the fuck off. Anyway, yeah, that was another one that I thought was cool. Very typical teens doing stupid things and awaking demons and possession shit that shouldn't happen. But again, it was silly and it was it was fun. Like whatever. I feel like horror is becoming a little more entertaining again and people aren't liking it too much. It's getting a little campy. The slashers are becoming a little more out there. You know, you have things like Terrifier and In a Violent Nature, which to me, I know a lot of people saw and were like, "Oh my god, this is like the greatest horror movie ever." I thought it was a fan film. Like, I don't know. I didn't Anyway, that'll be another time, another episode. I'll do an episode on In a Violent Nature. But yeah, I think horror is becoming entertaining again. And whether we want to admit it or not, we love to hate and hate to love cheesy, campy horror. And I think where I can sit here and admit that and I say I love it and I hate it sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Um, it's still a good time, right? And I think the world is in a shitty place. A lot of people are going through a lot of shitty things, and I think with horror, it can be so overwhelming to where if someone's really going through something, they don't want to watch a horror movie that's straight like, you know, brutal kills and so fucked up. And with these little films that kind of play around with horror, and not to say that this film is a comedy or All Fun and Games is a comedy because they're not. They're definitely horror movies, but they're cheesy and they're campy. And there's moments where you realize that it's more entertaining than scary. And while you're still getting the dose of horror that you need as someone who is a horror lover like myself, sometimes we just don't want it to be so damn raw. And it doesn't need to be so aggressive. And sometimes it can be playful. And sometimes you can have a dad taking his daughter to a pop star's concert and he's freaking the fuck out and having a literal psychotic episode and make a weird face that makes you chuckle instead of be scared. Like, whatever. Allow people to have fun and horror and when they see the movies. That's it. And I think that's what we're missing. A lot of people are getting too serious with horror. We have the horror staples. We have the real, you know, fucked up mind fuck twist and turny movies. We have the Midsummers and Hereditaries and all these other things. Let filmmakers make fun horror like Trap or All Fun and Games or whatever. Let people create what they want to create. And yeah, sometimes it sucks, but who gives a shit? I think we're a little too critical of movies these days to where we're telling people to literally not support film. And at this point, shut the fuck up. Truly, like, at this point, just shut up because you're taking it too serious. It's going too far. And a lot of people are ruining the industry and the entertainment industry and the movie industry to the point where movies are not being made or things are being canceled or people are losing jobs because you're bitching about something that is really not that deep, right? Let horror be scary, let horror be fun, let us all be spooky fucking bitches, and let's just have a fun time at the movies and let's get scared. That's it. That's all we want. We just want to be scared and have fun. So cut some movies some slacks. What? They don't need slacks. Cut movies slack and just go to the movies, have fun, stay at home, watch a movie, have fun, whatever it is, enjoy it. Stop being such bratty little people. And yeah, back to the point of the episode, which is about Trap. I thought it was a good movie. I watched it with my partner, and He thought it was good. I didn't hate it. There were things that I would change. Yeah. There were things that I would take out. Yeah. There were actors that I wish were better actors. Yeah, but whatever. It was cool. It was fun. Um, and yeah, that's really all I got to say about that one. I was gonna kind of make this like a two-parter and throw in another movie, but nah, I think we're good on that. I hope you all have a great week. Thanks for hanging out with me. As usual, and as always, remember to keep it spooky, and I will see you on the next episode of The Final Pod. Bye.